Video is going to be a fairly short one, just showing you how to install OpenFlashChart. Okay, and there's a video being recorded as I speak. So it's actually quite simple. You will be downloading it from StudyNet, but I'm just going to open a zip file, and this is what you would see. So you're going to download it from StudyNet, but I'm just going to open the zip file which is already on my hard disk. So openflash.dll and swf.zip. Okay, and that should now open the zip file, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe I think it's got a feeling it doesn't like double clicks this thing, so I'm going to press return. Okay, this will then open the zip file. Okay, and once it opens the zip file, we've got basically just two files that we need to put in various locations. They are the DLL file, which is, if you like, a control. And the SWF file, which is the thing which the user actually sees, or the thing which does the rendering of the graphs in the website. So now the FlashChart DLL, really, to be honest, it doesn't matter where it goes, okay, because what you will do is you will add it to the project, and then the project will actually make its own copy. So it really doesn't matter too much where you put it. But for simplicity's sake, the place where I am going to put it is just in the parent directory of my project, essentially, or the very top level directory of the Mobile Standards project, which is to say the directory where all the files such as the SLN files go. So if I now click on My Documents, which should take me to the Visual Studio kind of projects folder. So Visual Studio, there's projects, and then there is Mobile Standards, and it's basically there. I'm going to just put it. This is, if you like, the super directory of my folder. It is in fact the folder where the SLN file is. Okay, so that's where I'm putting my DLL file. Okay, and it's just kind of downloading the DLL. Okay, it's rather slowly because it's got video running, but it's doing it nonetheless. Now then, the next thing I'm going to do is kind of extract the SWF file. The SWF file, on the other hand, that is going to go not into the directory where the SLN file is, but into the directory where all the other ASPX files are. Okay, so oh dear, no, I've actually run it rather than I should click extract to rather than run it. Okay, so now this I'm going to go into, again, My Documents, Visual Studio 2008, Projects, Mobile Standards, but this time it's going to go into that Mobile Standards directory, which is the directory in which all the ASP stuff is. So that's if you like, the code directory. That's where that file is going. As I say, it doesn't matter where the DLL goes really, but I mean, I've just put it for simplicity's sake, to know where I've left it. I've just put it in the root of the project, so within the same directory as where the SLN files are. So now then, this is going to extract the SWF, and that's going to be happily placed inside that directory, we hope. Okay, now then, that being done, all we have to do now is then we have to associate our project with the DLL file. Okay, so if we go back into Visual Studio, and if you click on the references, that gives us a list of the references. I mean, typically the easiest way to add a reference into a project is click on Add Reference. Okay, this will then bring up the dialog which allows us to link to other DLLs in our project, and thus thereby enhance the kinds of resources we can put into our project. So I'm going to be now linking to the DLL file, and that is why, to a certain extent, it doesn't matter where the DLL is placed, because what we do inside here in the Add Reference dialog, we actually make a link to it. So just waiting for this incredibly slow machine to come up with a list. Okay, so it gives you a list of these things here. Netcom. Now click on Browse. You click on the Browse button, such that you will then, whereas the other panes are for finding existing libraries that it knows about. I think we did use that for the RSS thing. In this case, we're using Browse, and we've got to now find the directory. Now, this is the Mobile Standards file, which has got all the ASPAs in them, but the directory immediately above that, if I remember rightly, is the one which contains the SLN file, okay, which is the kind of mobile standards above mobile standards. I mean, it might be, you might have named your project slightly differently on your machine, but anyway, it's the directory above the directory where all the code is. That's where I've placed my openflashchart.dll. So now I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click OK. And what that does now is adds OpenFlashChart into my project. Okay, into the project, it adds it into the project. And once it's done that, you've added that into the project, and if we now go to the mobile standards directory, this is the one which has got all the ASPX in it. Okay, in that directory, you should be able to see. Eventually you'll be able to see that you've got all my ASP files, but I've also got a lot of other files in it, of which one will be the SWF file when it finally appears. And now you see, look, there's the OpenFlashChart.swf, and then in the rest of this directory you've got all my other files that I've added. Although you probably won't have all these kind of RAR files. These are the files that I upload to the directory when I'm for the code. So that, I hope, shows you how to get OpenFlashChart set up in order to be able to run the next 3 tutorials.